'n geleentheid waar 'n gemeenskappe saam staan en hulle help mekaar. En on the line we've got Carla Gibson from the Graskop feeding scheme. Welcome.
Thank you.
Carla, how did you get to the place where you decided we need to do something? Graskop needs a feeding scheme.
Well, basically, we got approached by Eat Out, and they said to us, "Look, would you be interested if we funded a feeding scheme?" So what we did is we went out into the community, got in touch with the Graskop Outreach Church, and found out if there was a need, and there was a need. And already people were being fed on certain days. So basically we got together with them and another 2 restaurants, Divine Foods at the View and Garden Shed. And we decided, okay, listen, we're going to have to do this and feed people. And we started on the 1st of May, and we were feeding people from the community every single day.
Wow.
We reached an amount of 400 people per day. Between the 3 restaurants, that's what we did. We just did, and obviously the other 2 restaurants didn't have any funding.
Yes.
So we started on social media, on all our WhatsApp groups, and asking for donations. And, the donations started coming in. Cash donations came in. They would say to us, people would phone us and say, "What do you need?" And we'd say, "Listen, these are the ingredients we need." The community from Hazyview as well. They sent us winter clothes and beanies and beans, you name it. They sent to us at least twice a week for the first couple of weeks. And we even got a bucket load of fresh produce that arrived here from Limpopo, from people we didn't know about at
That's
all.
absolutely fantastic. How big is the need in the Graskop area?
Graskop is a tourist town. I own a restaurant here, and basically our town is dead. People are unemployed. We're having problems with our municipality that's putting levies on everybody's meters. People just are not surviving on pensions or on grants. They're not surviving. You get an old lady living on a pension. Now she's landed up with 6 grandchildren because, the mothers can't afford to look, even though they've got grants and things like that, it just doesn't go that far.
Yeah.
And there is a great need here. There's retrenchment, unemployment. I've got a staff of 14. I'm operating in our restaurant with 4 people. I cannot afford to get anybody else back.
Yes.
But what we've done is we are feeding our staff.
Yes. So you are giving back in some way.
Yes.
Now,
And if I can just mention as well, we actually are in the process of registering an NPO for the feeding scheme, but we are going to change it we're going to call it Graskop Relief Fund, so that we don't only use the donations for feeding, but if somebody has a need for electricity on their meter or they need to get a taxi to go into hospital, we'll then be able to help with that.
wow, that's forward thinking of you. Now tell me, if we talk about the residents, the people that live in Graskop, what is the average age of the people in Graskop?
I would say, we've got a lot of elderly here. I would say the average is between 40 to about over 60.
Okay. And most of those people rely on the tourism industry for a living.
That's it. There's a whole lot of restaurants here closed. If you look at Harry's Pancakes, it's such a well-known place. They only open on weekends. They've got a huge staff.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're suffering terribly, and obviously, people are coming forward and letting us know that they actually need at least 1 meal a day.
Yeah. This isn't the first time that you've started a community project. I didn't warn you that I was going to ask you about this, but you're also the brainchild behind GAIN, isn't that
That's
true?
right. So I've also got an animal shelter here.
Yes, and this is also because you identified a need in your area.
That's right. Yeah, because we don't belong to any, we don't fall under any SPCA, ourselves, Sabi and Pilgrim. So, I've always sort of rescued animals, and eventually I just decided that I had to register an NPO build kennels on my property and take in animals and do adoptions. And I mean, we also suffered at the beginning of the lockdown terribly. But, you know, the community has rallied. Our local spas put a trolley out and put our name on it, and people do donate. I've got a lady in Johannesburg that I met once at the park run here who does, I don't know how she does it, but she sends me free of charge by courier lots of food that she collects from vets and pet stores, and you know, she's just fantastic. Her name is Felicity Aldane. I just have to mention that. And I've met her once.
Wow.
And that's what helped us. Our community has rallied as well, and they come and drop off a bag here, or 100 rand there, you know, and that's how Aldane has survived as well.
Now, I know that living in a small town, people living in a place, even in Nelspruit, we are not a very big community, but we are big. But living in a small town like Graskop has its benefits. What do you like about living in Graskop?
Well, you know what? I've always loved being outside in the nature, and you know, we're surrounded by mountains. I mean, across the way from where I live is a place called Fairyland. We've named it Fairyland, you know, where you can walk. It's beautiful, mountains, streams, things like that. But during COVID, what I have found is that our community has stuck together. It really has stuck together. We've stood together, the whole of the community, not certain parts of the community. You know, our little township has stuck with us. We've stuck with them. Whenever there's been a problem, we out there, we're helping. And if we have a problem, they come out and help us in whatever way they can.
Yes.
You know, they've supported our restaurants when there was takeaways and deliveries. I mean, and the thing is, these people that are here in Graskop actually don't have money right now. There is no money there because they're not working.
Yes.
And they somehow really supported us. So, you know, it's that community feeling that we've got at the moment here that's really, really made me proud of living in Graskop.
If we want to get involved and help out with a feeding scheme and eventually with a whole support network that you've got in the Graskop area, how do we get in touch with you, or how do we help?
Okay, well, you can, it's various people WhatsApp me on my private number. I'll give it to you. It's 084 55 101 34. And I can then, you know, tell them they can either deposit money into the account, or they can, you know, if they've got stuff in Nelspruit they'd like us to collect. We have got a team of people that have got, from the other restaurants that have got buckies and things like that. We can go and fetch and stuff. Or if they want to come and have a Coke with us, can't offer them a wine, but I can offer them a Coke.
Yes.
They can come through and just drop it off here at Kanimamba restaurant.
Isn't it such a lovely trip out there to Graskop? There's so much to see. Make a day of it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's it.
Carla, thank you so much for the time you took to chat to us, and we really hope that things go from strength to strength for you.
Thank you so much, Ludi, and thank you for calling us and for letting us tell you about what we're doing here in our little town.
Thank you, Carla. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ludi. Bye.